Well, I guess I'm on the air and live. Welcome to this special edition of the Fellowship of Mental Health Hangout for January the 20th, 2016. Um, I don't have any topics tonight. I'm just going to see who shows up and we'll have an open discussion. I am planning on this being live and on YouTube for the first 30 minutes, and then the second 30 minutes will be in a private hangout, and then after that, we'll make a decision as to whether or not we should continue in the private hangout. Um, I do want to take this opportunity to go over housekeeping. I say this every time, and it probably needs to be said every time, is that we do I statements, and we try to keep everything at a PG rating because these Hangouts are going to be archived for as long as YouTube and Google Hangouts want them to be archived. There are some changes afoot um, that are very, very interesting to say the least in what YouTube's doing and what Google Hangouts is doing, or I guess the parent company is Google, what Google is doing. But continuing on with the housekeeping, there's no therapy here. None of us are qualified, myself included. We don't do judgment here, and we try to have respect both for each other and our ideas. And I'm reading from my notes from the last hangout because I didn't do a special set of notes for this hangout. Um, but while I'm waiting for people to show up, Google has made it, and speaking of Google as being the parent company, has made it to where you can't do videos, vlogs from this jobby right here, uh, from your camera, uh, unless you have some kind of software that allows you to do it. And I'm not quite sure what the aim is with that, unless it's just up to quality to get people to think about what they're actually doing and maybe edit their videos a little bit. But beyond that, I can't see what they're doing. The second thing that Google has done happened tonight. I still have the ability to invite people individually from Google Plus or whatever, and I like to invite about 20 or 25 people. And the way I've done this is I've set up some circles, and they also changed the number of people you can have in a circle. I think the number now is 20. So I had two circles which were for mental health, and I would, invite those folks in. It didn't let me do that tonight. However, it did let me invite all of my circles, and I'm not quite sure I like that because there are some people in my circles that I have many different interests. So there are some people in my circles that are not necessarily in mental health as such. So anyway, I sent the invitation to my circles, and plus I've also posted the link on my Google page, and so we shall see what develops, if anything. Okay, I have a viewer watching on YouTube, and there doesn't seem to be any activity uh, on my Google Plus page. So I guess if I want to invite people, I'm going to have to invite them individually. So yeah, the other thing I could do is I could post the link in a couple of the communities I'm involved with. But there again, I'm not quite sure I want to do that either. I did receive a nice comment on one of my earlier Hangouts, and this very, very nice person said that that they enjoyed watching the Hangouts, but they couldn't participate because of some technical issues they had with their PC. I don't know if it's an older PC or whatever, and that's fine. I'm for participation at whatever level you feel comfortable participating. I don't have any agenda beyond that of just providing a space where people can talk. So, or at least not an agenda that I'm conscious of. So, I'm noticing another thing on my YouTube page. It says that comments are disabled for this video. And the way I set it up, I set up to that comments are to be approved for this video before they show up. So I don't know if that's another little thing YouTube has changed on me. Quite frankly, it may be time to find another platform, or not another platform, but an alternate platform. So I thought there might be more of a draw if I did a hangout in the evening rather than in the afternoon. I do it in the afternoon primarily for the folks in the UK so they can join in with us. Uh, Now I'm thinking, how do I open this thing up without inviting trolls in? So Well, just to update everybody on what's going on in my life, I am reading The Nature of Personal Reality by Jane Roberts, which is a fascinating book. And she kind of touches on, back then it was called multiple personality disorder. She kind of touches on that a little bit. And so I'm interested in that. I'm also doing more work in my healing groups, my terrestrial healing groups. Had a very good session this morning in my EFT group, and helped a couple of new folks that came to visit us. Uh, I don't know, I'm just reading and studying and waiting for the Mercury retrograde to be over, which will be in about 5 or 6 days. And so when that happens, things are supposed to speed up. So I'm looking for a good year this year. I know the economy has is looking kind of dicey right now, you know, with things going on or not going on in China, and things not going on with oil. And we're Iran's pumping oil now into the world market, and other things like that. But even so, I'm going to try to stay positive. Uh, the world economy is not necessarily my economy, so. The weather here in Houston, Texas, is probably better than we deserve. It is a little chilly at night. I think it got down to, well, last night it got down to like 34 degrees, which means that, you know, we had frost on windshields and grass and things like that. And then last night, I think the low was only like maybe 50 degrees, so not too bad. And then the days have been absolutely gorgeous. I think we're expecting a little bit of rain in the next couple of days, but we'll take it. You know, it's that's one of the nice things about living in Houston. It is a three-season town, and the three seasons are not summer. Summertime in Houston is when we stay indoors because it's so hot and humid around here. And as a matter of fact, the kids' softball leagues and baseball leagues, they wrap up early in June, because in July and August it is just too hot to play ball in the afternoons. So I've still got a loyal viewer on YouTube. And still no activity on the Google Plus page. As I said, this is just an experiment, and if, you know, there's no audience, then there's no audience. And I was going to do this not to replace my Friday Hangouts, but in addition to my Friday Hangouts. So, and it's good to change things up from time to time. So, the thought keeps going through my mind that I should post the link publicly as we used to do, but you're just inviting trolls to come in, and I don't want to deal with trolls tonight. So if you want in, leave me a comment or something. Also, if you have any advice as to what is going on in the mind of the Google executives, the world of Google seems to be changing around us, and I can't quite wrap my head around it. I guess I can talk about a little bit about what we're going to do Friday. Friday, we're going to do the second card in the Tarot Arcana, which is the Magician. which happens to be my favorite card. Because I think, in a way, we are all uh, magicians, and the most simplest and easiest definition of magic is simply to create. All of us are in the business and process of creating the life we want to have. For some of us, it is very easy. For others of us, it's very, very hard. But that, I think, is what we're here for. Quite frankly, we're here to build the life of our dreams and have it be reality. So that's what I'm planning on for Friday, which would be the 22nd, and that the time on that will be 1:30 Central Time, which is my time zone. So, and hopefully by then I'll be able to figure out how to invite more people in without having to do just a single, you know, I'm going to have a list of people. So I'm going to see if I can do that, if there's an easy way to do that. No, there doesn't seem to be an easy way to do that. So, um, I guess I can talk a little bit about what some of the other folks are doing. Uh, I think Dell Channel is still having his hangouts, although his attendance is down as well. And then and then I think Lisa Emerald is doing a limited number of hangouts again. She had one which was totally private. And I think totally private hangouts are good because there's no record of that. So I was not able to attend because my father had to go to the dentist. So, and then they are still doing the artwork mental health hangouts. And I'm not quite sure. I was never a big art is not really something that really drives me. I understand the concept of art therapy, and I think it is a wonderful concept, and I think it helps lots and lots of people. But it's just something that I'm not drawn to. So I mean, I'm not going to force myself to be drawn to something I'm not drawn to. And beyond that, I'm not really aware of any other mental health hangouts. We would like to see more people start mental health hangouts, quite frankly. Uh, I was saying earlier, change things up sometimes is a good thing. So, huh? I was looking at my YouTube page, and there's something called GHC Fellows Hangout for Global Health Core. I'm not sure if that'd be. I don't know. That might be a nice hangout to look at or whatever. I'll have to research that later on. Well, I have rambled on for about 20 minutes, so and for my loyal viewer that has been watching me these last 20 minutes, I appreciate that. Um, we are going to take it private and uh, and see how that goes. So, without further ado, I want to thank everybody for watching this special edition of the Mental Health Hangout. As I said earlier, the next one will be Friday, this Friday, January the 22nd, from 1:30 to 2:30 on YouTube, and then from 2:30 to 3:30, it'll be a private hangout, and we will be talking about card number. I guess it's card number one. If the full is zero, then card number one is the magician, and that'll be Friday. And then the Wednesday night hangouts, I may do one in February, but nothing's set in stone right now. So having said all of that, thanks again for watching. And for those of you that watch in the future, thanks in advance for watching me in the future. I hope the future is nicer than right now. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.